about this lecture. Okay. Okay. So we are into the case number 1 in which we are considering fin is of infinite long length. So I consider the heat dissipation from infinite infinitely long length or long fin. So I can consider the length of the fin is tending to be infinity in these cases. Okay. Now I consider this is the fin part. Okay. This is the fin which is of infinite long length. For example, if this is a fin and the amount of heat flows, we consider in x direction. So at this point, I can say my value of x will be equal to 0. And if x is equal to 0, I can say the temperature at the base of the fin will be T0. So I consider T0 is the temperature at the base of the fin, that is at this place. Okay. Now, as the length of the fin is infinity. Okay. So as x length of the fin is equal to infinity, I can say my x is equal to L, which is infinity. So in that case, I can say at this point, my L will be equal to, I can say my L is equal to infinity and the temperature at this point is equal to TA. And the temperature at this point, I can say my temperature T is equal to T0. Okay, try to understand. I'm considering this fin, which here it is the wall part, which is at a higher temperature. So whatever the temperature at the surface of the wall will be equal to the temperature at the base of the fin. As the fin base, it is directly attached to the surface of the wall. So I consider this T0 is the temperature at the base of the fin. So when my x is equal to 0, what x indicate? X indicate the direction and the length of the fin. So if the x part, if the length of the fin is 0, so my temperature at the base of the fin will be T0. As I consider the end of the fin, so if end of the fin is infinity, so my temperature of the fin will equal to the ambient temperature, as fin is of infinite long length. Okay. Now if I plot this on x and y axis, so on a y axis if I consider the temperature, so I can put T0 as the temperature, base temperature, which is maximum. So this indicates the maximum temperature on y axis, and this indicates the TA temperature, that is the ambient temperature, which is at this point. Okay. Now as the length of the fin is infinity, my temperature from T0 it start decreasing. Okay, so this is called as to be a temperature profile. Okay, this is called temperature profile. Now based on this temperature profile, when we reach to the ambient, I can say my when my length of the fin is infinity, my temperature at the end of the fin, that is at this point, is equal to ambient temperature. Are you getting me? So I can say on x-axis is x, and on y is off your mind. So we had considered x and y axis. X-axis the length of the fin represent, and on the y-axis it represents the temperature. So when my x is equal to 0, the temperature at the base of the fin is T0, and when my x is equal to L, the temperature at the end of the fin will be the equal to ambient temperature. Now based on this two, okay, what two means? This is the first part, that is the first phase, and this is your second phase. So at this two phase we can apply the boundary condition and we can have the value of C1 and C2. Okay. So the boundary condition, so I can write in this case the boundary condition are number one. So what is the first boundary condition I can consider at x is equal to 0? At x is equal to 0, I can straight away write my t is equal to t0. And at the second boundary condition, at x is equal to L, I can write my T is equal to TA. That is the temperature, ambient temperature will be equal to the temperature at the end of the fan. Now, if you remember, we have an equation. What was that equation? I just write for you. We had an equation like equation number A. So for the reference, I'm writing this equation, that is theta is equal to C1 e raised to mx plus C2 e raised to minus mx, where theta is nothing but it is equal to t minus ta, is equal to C1 e raised to mx plus C2 e raised to minus mx. So this is your equation, and based on this equation we have to substitute the value that we all remember. So it is already considered to be the equation number A, if you remember. So it is already considered to be the equation number A. This is my equation number A. Now I need to put the boundary condition at to calculate C1 and C2. But in here we have a theta. So we can also write at x is equal to 0. If I write t minus ta is equal to t0 minus ta. So I can write t minus ta is theta and t0 minus ta is theta 0. So I can write at x is equal to 0, t is equal to ta and theta is equal to theta 0. Are you getting me? So I can write at x is equal to 0, t is equal to t0 and theta is equal to theta 0. Similarly, at x is equal to L, t is equal to Ta. So if I put t minus Ta is equal to Ta minus Ta. So I'm subtracting Ta from both sides. So what is t minus Ta? It is theta. Okay. And is equal to Ta minus Ta is 0. So what I can say in this, at x is equal to L, t is equal to Ta, and at the same time theta is equal to 0. So these three things we have to remember whenever we have a boundary condition in all the three cases. So at x is equal to 0, E is equal to Ta and theta is equal to theta 0. Now what is theta? Theta, it is the unaccomplished temperature difference. It is not completed. It means if T is the temperature at the surface of the fin, if the location get changed, my value of T will get changed. So the temperature, this is the unaccomplished temperature difference. This is always change of the temperature. Where theta 0, it is T0 minus Ta. Where T0, it is the maximum temperature at the base of the fin. So it will give a maximum temperature difference. Okay. Now based on this, if I put my boundary condition, so in this case, the boundary condition are this. This is the equation A we consider. So if I put my first boundary condition, so what is the first boundary condition? Substituting boundary condition in equation number A. So if I substitute the first boundary condition, so I will getting what is the first boundary condition at x is equal to 0, theta is equal to theta 0. So if I put this in the above equation, so at x is equal to 0, theta is equal to theta 0. So if x is equal to 0, e raised to x, e raised to 0 is 1. So it will be c1 plus c2. So this we got from first boundary condition. So if I apply the second boundary condition, if I apply second boundary condition, what is second boundary condition? At x is equal to L, theta is equal to 0. So if I substitute x equal to L at this place and theta is equal to 0 here, so what I will get? So I'll be getting theta is equal to 0 is equal to C1 e raised to m into x is infinity, okay, plus c2 into e raised to minus m into infinity. So if I consider my 0 on the right side, won't make any difference. But if I consider this equation, I can say c1 will be 0 as e raised to infinity is 0 and c2 will also be 0, but we require to find one value from this. So what we can say, if I consider this part to be 0, so how, what I can write here, I can write c1, if you go on the right side, c1 will be equal to 0. So this is your first boundary condition. If I substitute c1 at here 0, so what is the value of c2? c2 is equal to theta 0. So this is your second value of c2. So we got value of c1 as 0 and c2 is theta 0. Now if I put the value of c1 and c2 in equation number A, so substituting the value of C1 and C2 in equation number A. So what is the equation number A? It is theta is equal to C1 e raised to mx plus C2 e raised to minus mx. So if I substitute this, C1 is 0. So I'll be getting theta is equal to 0 plus C2 is equal to theta 0. So it will be theta 0 e raised to minus mx. So this is the final expression we got. So if I write theta as t minus ta is equal to t0 minus ta into e raised to minus mx. Okay. Now this can also be written as in terms of t. T is equal to ta plus t0 minus ta into e raised to minus mx. So I consider this to be my equation number 1. Is it clear? Now I can write this as
Yes, sir.
theta upon theta 0 is equal to t minus ta upon t0 minus ta. That is, I am just putting t0 minus t on the left side, which is into, which is equal to e raised to minus mx. So this is the final expression we got that we have to remember. So this expression is important. Is it clear? So we have to, this is the important expression. So what we call this to be, it is called as temperature distribution equation. Okay, it means that if they ask you to calculate temperature, if this equation means this equation, okay, it means we have to remember this part. So if they ask you to calculate the temperature at any location in a fin, then you have to remember this equation. Okay. So if you refer to back to the diagram, if I want to calculate the temperature at this location, okay, if I want to calculate the temperature at this location, यहाँ का temperature कितना हो रहा है, then I have to refer that equation. T is equal to TA plus T0 minus TA into e raised to minus mx. Okay, where x represents the distance from the base of the fin to this location. Okay, so we'll take one problem on this so that things will get more clear. So if I suppose if I want to understand the relation between the dimensionless temperature and the value of m and value of x. What is the relation? So if I plot it on x and y axis, okay. So if suppose I am plotting on y axis dimensionless temperature and on the x axis to be the x part. So what I will get from here, I will be getting, I will get as, so if I am considering, so if I am considering on y-axis T minus TA upon T0 minus TA. So this is your zero part. Okay. And on the x-axis, if I consider the length of the film. Okay. Now, if I want to plot it with value of m, so how I can do? I can consider this to be the temperature and this to be the x. So I will be getting in this way. So this is my value, this is my M1, this is my M2, and this is my M3. So I can say that my M1, it is less than M2, and this is less than M3. So what I considered is I had only plot my dimensionless temperature on the y-axis and my x to be the length of the fin on the x-axis, and m is the parameter that I had considered. So what I can understand from this equation is e raised to m means it is some value. So if the value is higher, so it means the dimensionless temperature drop is false. Okay, so I can say that if the value of m increases, the dimensionless temperature it will fall. So where m3 is the maximum temperature, so we have a curve to be decreasing curve, which and m1 is higher curve than m3, and m1 is it is more in an increasing form than compared with M3. So I can say if the value of M has increases, so if the value of M is increases to infinity, so e raised to infinity will be 0. So my temperature dimensionless temperature drop will false. If my value of M infinity means e raised to infinity is 0. If the value of m is less than infinity, it means that we have some values. So here it is compared three values of m1, m2 and m3, where m3 represent the maximum value. For maximum value of m, there will be a maximum dimensionless temperature drop. If there are low value of m, there will be low temperature drop. Is it clear? So we can write this into the statement as if I consider the first point. The first point I consider, as the value of m increases, as the value of m increases, the dimensionless temperature falls. Temperature falls. What do you mean by this? As the value of m, this is the lower value, as the value of m increases, this is the higher value. my dimensionless temperature will be falling. So it is decreasing phase. And what will happen if as the length of fin increases, as the length of fin increases. So what is the length of fin? X is the length of fin. If the value of length of fin increases to infinity, as we had considered to be infinity, so I can say all the curves approaches zero. Are you getting me? It approach zero. It means t minus ta upon t0 minus ta will approach to zero. It means if I further increase the length of the fin, it will again keep on decreasing. So it will come to a zero value. Okay. Now this was the explanation based on the above equation that we got. Okay. So now what we required is we required to calculate the Q of fin. If suppose I required to calculate the Q of fin, यहाँ से मुझे amount of heat flow find करना है. If I want to calculate the Q of fin from a Q of fin for a fin of infinite long length, so I required some expression. So how we can get that expression? So have if I want to calculate Q of fin, that is the rate of heat flow across the base of fin. That is very important. Is given as. So this term is very important, base of the fin. It means that we are calculating the amount of heat flow from the base of the fin. So what do you mean by base of the fin? It means my x is equal to 0. That we have to remember. Are you getting me? So that we have to remember. For base of the fin, your x should be equal to 0. So how we can calculate? We can apply the Fourier law of heat conduction. So what is Fourier law of heat conduction? Q is equal to minus Ka, where A is the cross sectional area, into dt by dx. As we are calculating Q of fin for infinite long length from base of the fin, that is, I required my temperature gradient to be at x is equal to 0. So how to get dt by dx? You can refer to the equation number 1. So what is the equation number 1? This is your equation number 1 that we will consider. We'll take a derivative of dt by dx. So I can write my t is equal to ta plus t0 minus ta into e raised to minus mx. I require dt by dx. So if I take a derivative of this, so if I take a derivative, so it will be dt by dx is equal to, this term will be 0, and if I this term will be constant, if I take a derivative of this, so it will be minus m into t0 minus ta into e raised to minus mx. Okay, but we want dt by dx at x is equal to 0. At x is equal to 0. So I can say minus m into t0 minus ta. So if I put x equal to 0, so e raised to 0 is 1. So this is the value that we have to substitute in the above equation. So what is the above equation? Q of fin is equal to minus k into ACS into dt by dx. So what is dt by dx? It is minus m into t0 minus ta at x is equal to 0. So if I simplify, I will get the value of Q of n, that is minus K. So minus minus will get plus. So I can get K into ACS, that is cross-sectional area, into M into T0 minus TA. So if I further simplify, I will get under root of K into ACS, where M is under root of HP upon KACS, that we had already seen in the previous derivation, into T0 minus TA. So if I further simplify, I'll be getting Q of fin is equal to under root of HP into KACS into T0 minus TA. So this is the final expression that we have to remember. Is it understood? So this expression is important. So this is important expression that we have to consider. So what we call this expression? This expression, it is used to calculate rate of heat flow. Rate of heat.
हाँ नींद आ रही है यार.
Sorry.
साढ़े 3 बजे सोया. वो देख रहे थे हम लोग. गाजी.
Hello.
वो चाहिए तो ले ले बाबू.
What is going on? Can anyone tell me what is going on?
सर किसी का तो माइक चालू रह गया.
ऐसे कैसे माइक चालू रह गया? Please keep your mic on mute condition.